Good morning. How are you today? How are things going? It's a pleasure to see you again. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad to see you. Me alegro tanto. I'm so glad to see you that let's have a party. Yeah, but it's very early in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning is a good time to learn English, so let's continue with gain fluency. Everything okay? How are things going? How are you doing? What's up? Anything new? Yeah? Yeah? Any news? ¿Se sabe algo? ¿Se sabe algo con respecto a, se dice any news? Algunas noticias o alguna noticia. Any news? Oye, ¿se sabe algo? No. Any news? No, no news. Well, sí, hay un dicho, no news is good news. Nada de noticias es buena noticia. No news is good news. Maybe, not always. Okay, let's continue and finish page 45 on gain fluency. We're on paragraph 377. Okay. I've always had a lot of trouble controlling. Esto no es verdad. For me, no. This is the opposite. I've always had a lot of trouble controlling my weight. I love sweets, and I'm constantly fighting against my temptation to eat the wrong things. Well, this is, I don't have trouble controlling my weight. This person, yes. Siempre he tenido problemas, siempre me ha costado controlar mi peso. I've always had trouble, trouble escrito, trouble, double trouble, doble problema, double trouble. I have always, conectividad, I've always had. Siempre he tenido, siempre he ido, I've always gone. Siempre he visto, I've always seen. Siempre he tomado, I've always taken. Siempre he tomado aspirina después de desayunar. I've always taken. Always, I've always. He's always taken, he's always seen, he's always gone, he's always lifted, she's always, they've always, we've always, you've always, I've always. La constante aquí casi siempre es la V, always, excepto para él y ella y ello, it's always. Siempre ha sido difícil para mí. It's always been difficult. Always. It's always. Siempre ha sido difícil para mí enseñar por teléfono, por televisión. It's always been difficult for me to teach on television. Not true. But in any case, I've always had problems. You've always been here. You've always been here with me. Thank you for being so loyal. She's always, he's always, they've always agreed. Siempre han estado de acuerdo conmigo. They've always agreed with me. They've never disagreed. They've always agreed. We've always agreed with them. And they've always agreed. Siempre hemos estado de acuerdo con ellos y ellos siempre han estado de acuerdo con nosotros. We've always agreed with them. And they've always agreed with us. Practicando estas frases tontas, uno se hace con el idioma. We've always agreed with them, and they've always agreed with us. Mutual agreement is always good. We've always agreed with them, and they've always. Otra vez, la bisagra aquí es la V, va. La V chica, como dicen en México. La V chica. All right. When I was learning Spanish, many moons ago, when I was learning Spanish in school, I was 15 years old or 14 years old. They always said, ¿B de burro o B de Pancho Villa? Okay. ¿B de burro o B de Pancho Villa? Okay. ¿B chico o B gorda o grande? No sé lo que dice en México. ¿Con B o con V? Con B o con V. It's easier in Spain, eh? It's easier in Spain. Okay, I've always had trouble controlling my weight. I love sweets, que no es verdad, los odio. Me encantan los dulces. I love sweets, I love candy. I love sweets. And I'm constantly fighting against my temptation to eat the wrong things, las cosas incorrectas. This is true in my case, but I'm not fighting against a temptation. Yo no peleo contra la tentación, es que lo como. For example, last night for dinner, I had chili con carne, a Mexican chili, yes. And something else, un poco de arroz, I can't remember. And that was for dinner, all right. And tonight, probably popcorn or something, you know what I'm saying? Palomitas de popcorn, maybe, I don't know. But I don't eat the right foods, always. But I'm lucky, I think. I have good genes. Buenos genes, será eso? Or maybe there are only two possibilities. I don't eat right, and I drink too much wine. Both are bad. However, my family, both sides of my family were strong people, so I think I have strong genes. And second, I have a very positive attitude about life. I think that helps as well in being healthy. Mensana in corpore sano, all right? Means healthy in mind and in body and in mind. Se dice al revés en inglés. Healthy in body and in mind. I think that's important. But here no. Esta persona tiene problemas con los dulces, yo no. I've always had a lot of trouble. Siempre me ha costado mucho trabajo, to have trouble. Y mucho trabajo is a lot of trouble. I've always had a lot of trouble. Controlling, gerundio siempre, my weight. Yes. I love sweets. Yes. And I'm constantly fighting against my temptation to eat the wrong things. Yeah. Fruta escarchada. No. Don't eat it. I love it. I can't. I'm dying. Bueno, por hoy, por ahora, no pasa nada. All right. I remember. I've never had that problem, thank God. I don't like sweets. In fact, I think I've told this story. Yo he cubierto todas mis historias, but I think I told this story once or twice. When I was 3 years old, my family was living in New York City, in the borough of Queens. And we were living in an apartment. There was the ground floor, planta baja, of 3 floors. And it had a door. And my mother walked outside, and I was alone in the house, and I was playing with the lock, and I locked my mother out. I locked my mother out of the house. Yeah. And so my mother came back to go, and she couldn't get in. She was locked out. To lock es cerrar con llave o con candado o lo que sea. To lock. Ahora, to lock somebody in is encierras una persona con llave, con llave o candado, lo que sea. Está prisionero. But to be locked out means estás fuera y no puedes entrar. You're locked out. And my mother was locked out. And there was a big window in the front of the house, and I saw my mother through the window. And I was standing in the window. And my mother was saying, Ricky, go to the door and turn the lock. And I didn't understand. She said, go to the door, turn the lock to open the door. So she was mimicking and speaking. I could hear her. And the neighbor came, the lady from the neighbor, and she was, oh, what's the problem, Mary Jo? Mary Jo is my mother. Said, Ricky locked me out of the house. And I was at the window, and I started crying because my mother wouldn't come in. I started crying, and I was crying at the window, and my mother and the neighbor were watching and trying to explained to me how to open the door from the inside. And the neighbor said, wait, I have an idea. And she ran to her house and she got some sweets, candy. And she came back out and said, here. Said, Ricky, a lollipop. Yeah, a lollipop. And my mother said, no le enseñes eso. Still, because he hates sweets. Even when I was 3 years old, I hated sweets. But finally, apparently, I unlocked it. I managed to unlock the door. I don't know how. I don't remember the rest of the story, but my mother told me the story of me at the window crying because my mother didn't come in. And it was my fault. I had accidentally locked her out. All right. You don't remember that story? ¿Te acuerdas de esa historia? No? Okay, maybe it's the first time. All right. I've always had a lot of trouble controlling my weight. I love sweets, and I'm constantly fighting against my temptation to eat the wrong things. Hoy en día dice, no hay que comer eso ni eso, eso a moderación. I don't pay attention. Starting in about 1975, the experts, siempre pongo con comillas los expertos, the experts said, eggs, huevos, cholesterol, eggs, no eggs, no eggs. Only the egg white, solo la clara. Egg whites. I continued eating eggs, 3 por día, for until today. I didn't pay attention to that. And now they say, don't worry. We were wrong. Nutrition is an inexact science, una ciencia muy inexacta. No sabemos cómo se los aminoácidos y la bioquímica del cuerpo, la química orgánica. There are a lot of secrets and unknown things, como el universo, el cuerpo humano dentro. It's very difficult to know how the human body really works. I always think, a good attitude, a good outlook, buena perspectiva vital, a good outlook on life. ¿Se dice outlook? Outlook is perspectiva filosófica, no perspectiva para medición, perspectiva física. That's perspective. Ahora, perspectiva tiene 3 significados en inglés, o 3 traducciones al inglés. 3 translations. Perspective. Desde mi perspectiva, deberías hacer esto. From my perspective, eso sí, my point of view, or my viewpoint. From my perspective, I think you should do this, do that, etc. My perspective. Now, mis perspectivas de futuro is my future prospects, como prospección del futuro. Prospects, prospecto. My future prospects. That's perspectivas. Yeah. And then una perspectiva, una forma de abordar o de encarar la vida is your outlook. It's a very positive word, to have a positive outlook on life. My outlook on life, to enjoy life. All right. Finally, let's go to the next paragraph. Paragraph 378, page 45. Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. Wow, esto es inglés como Dios manda, como siempre. Esas frases cortas. Pam, 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 pam. Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. ¿Lo puedes traer ahora? Lo necesito. Pensaba que no lo iba a necesitar, pero ahora sí. All right. Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. El now I do significa ahora sí lo necesito, pero para no repetir need it otra vez es redundante. Can you bring it to me now? Can you bring it now? ¿Lo puedes traer ahora? Lo necesito. Can you bring it? Can you bring it? Can you bring it? Can you bring it? Can you de cerveza caña. Tomarse una caña. Can you bring it? 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 No digas can you. Porque no se beben canjus, se beben cañas. Can you bring it? Can you bring it? Claro, es demasiado. Can you es demasiado, pero está ahí cerca. Can you bring it? Can you, como un ventrílogo. Can you bring it? Can you do it? ¿Lo puedes hacer? Can you do it? I can do it. Can you? It's easy. It's easier to be a ventriloquist in English than in Spanish. When I came to Spain and I saw José Luis con su no sé qué and Mari Carmen con su otra, I said, they're moving their mouth. Eso no vale. I mean, I said, come on, this country is crazy. They have ventriloquists who are speaking, I couldn't believe it. I was very unimpressed. This is true. Hasta el día de hoy no acepto, por mucho gracia que pueda tener el Rockefeller o este. Rockefeller era el de José Luis Moreno, and de Mari Carmen y sus, no sé, I can't remember. But in any case, it didn't matter. They were speaking. Eso anulaba la actuación. Because a ventriloquist doesn't move his or her mouth. And you need to do it well. This is a pin. I can't do it. I'm not a ventriloquist, but they're very good at doing it. Ventriloquo or guo? Ventriloquist. Okay, can you bring it now? Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it. Pensé que no lo iba a necesitar, pero ahora sí. But now I do. I thought I wasn't. Pensé que no iba a. I wasn't going. Voy a is I am going. Iba, I was going. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. It's on Jennifer's desk. Oh, yeah? Yeah, it's on Jennifer's desk. Here's the key. This one. Here's the key. Here's the key. To her office. Tiene despacho propio y lo cierra con llave. La Jennifer. Here's the key. Pero yo tengo llave porque soy el jefe. Here's the key to her office. Here's the key to. La llave de su despacho. La llave a su despacho en inglés. Tengo la llave de. Esta es la llave de tu corazón. This is the key to your heart. Yeah, I have the key to your heart. Yeah, la llave de tu corazón. No, la llave a tu corazón. Tiene sentido en inglés para penetrar. I have the key to your heart. Yeah. Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. It's on Jennifer's desk. Será un documento o algo. Está en la mesa de trabajo de Jennifer. Aquí es la llave de su despacho. Here's the key to her office. If it's not on her desk, check the drawers. If it's not on her desk, check the drawers. Oh, esto es un inglés necesarísimo en el día a día laboral. Yeah. You should memorize this. Can you bring it now? I need it. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. It's on Jennifer's desk. Here's the key to her office. If it's not on her desk, check the drawers. Comprueba los cajones. Check the drawers. Check the drawers. If it's not on her desk, check the drawers. All right. Check the drawers. I love, this paragraph, it's un párrafo muy seco. But it's so real, the way we speak. If it's not on her desk, check the drawers. Here's the key to her office. I thought I wasn't going to need it, but now I do. Now I do. Así hablamos inglés. The next one, 399. No, 379. All right, I've never been interested in martial arts. Y es verdad. I've never been interested in martial arts. Artes marciales. Yeah. ¿Cómo se llama ese actor? What's the name of that actor of martial arts? American actor. Es que salvaba trenes y barcos y todo. I can't remember his name. Oh, yeah, but in any case, it doesn't matter. I've never been interested in martial arts. Although, aunque sí me gusta el hecho. Although I do like, fíjate, dice I do like. Aunque me gusta, o me guste, I like. But I do like is enfático. Aunque sí me gusta. I like the fact that some martial arts include meditation. Reducing stress and anxiety is always positive. All right. Yeah, some martial arts include meditation. Okay, meditating. Nobody meditates on television. Television time is very expensive. No podemos permitirnos el lujo de meditar en antena. We can't afford to meditate on the air because television time is extremely expensive. So, yeah, television time. 1 hour on television. You have to pay me for my hour. We have to pay Marta for her hour. And usually there are other people involved, a makeup artist, etc., light technician, camera crew, and you have maybe 10 people. This is verdad, you have 10 people. Hasta quien trae el agua. You have 10 people. It's incredible when you see a camera crew como tripulación, camera crew, and wow, why so many people? All right, so it's very, very expensive. And then the electricity and everything, and the studio, the acoustics and things, it's very, very expensive. So every hour is very expensive. So you can't silently meditar. I've never been interested. Casi todo el mundo de habla inglesa dice 3 sílabas para interesado. Un purista diría interested, but 95% of the people say interested, como interesado, en vez de interesado. Interested. Some people in Oklahoma and Texas say interested. Y la T desaparece. Inner. I'm interested in teaching English. Can I teach with your company, Richard? I'm interested. Eso es lenguaje tejano, acento. Richard, is it true you have a language school in Spain? Yes. Wow. I'd like to try. I'd like to be an English teacher. I'm interested. I'm interested. I'm interested. Okay. Me, nunca he estado interesado. Nunca me ha interesado. I've never been. Claro, en español decís, nunca me han interesado las artes marciales. Pero en inglés decimos, nunca he estado interesado en. I've never been interested in martial arts. Although I do like the fact that some martial arts include meditation. Reducing stress and anxiety. Reducir el estrés y la ansiedad. Reducing stress and anxiety is always positive. Estoy muy estresado hoy. I'm stressed out today. I need to meditate. Forget the martial arts. Okay, I'll meditate. Finally, one more. We have time for one more? Casi. Okay, por los pelos. By the skin of our... Barely, escrito barely. 380, bottom of page 45. Some of us, algunos de nosotros, some of us are in favor of the proposal, but quite a few are against it. Somehow we're going to have to reach a consensus on this. Each side is going to have to make some concessions. Okay. Consensuar algo. Llegar a un acuerdo consensuado. Some of us. En español diríais, algunos estamos. Saltaríais a la primera persona del plural. Algunos estamos a favor. Algunos somos partidarios. Some of us, pero of us, tiene que ir en inglés, ¿eh? Some of us are in favor of the proposal, la propuesta, pero bastantes están en contra de ella, la propuesta. But quite a few are against it. Somehow, de alguna forma, de alguna manera, somehow we're going to have to reach a consensus on this, sobre esto. De alguna forma vamos a tener que llegar a un consenso sobre esto. Somehow we're going to have to reach a consensus on this. Each side, cada bando, cada lado, each side is going to have to make some concessions. Hacer concesiones, o sea, conceder, transigir en algo. Each side is going to have to make some concessions, but we'll make the concessions tomorrow.